Scholars, welcome back to the Counselor's Office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. It's been a minute since I've recorded. Funny enough, I did like a week's worth of recording like in one day. And so I've actually been on break except for when I did the something gaming news shows, which I want to thank everyone who watched it. Again, I like to do fun, silly things like that. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a couple good jokes, I think. I would like to hope that there was a couple good jokes in there, a little bit for everyone. As always, we're going to be talking about, well, we're talking about Marathon. I know, but there's actually some new stuff that has come out and not so new stuff. When it comes to the Marathon community, there's always something to react to, but we're actually reacting to some, thoughts from the actual Marathon, community, which apparently Paul Tassi retweeted and people are agreeing with him. So we're going to jump into that. But first, we've got to get into that good old comment of the day. Comment of the day. All right. Comment of the day. Got a post on right here by Nova. Gaming is full of incels. True. This is I'm assuming a comment that I made, but yeah. Let's be honest. The chuds are, every gamer is a chud or incel. Like that is your prime video game demographic. But yeah, sure. Let's go with that, shall we? Anyways, I got these collections ahead of time for y'all. We got quite a bit to kind of react to. So we got Paul Tassi. Oh shit! They did the marathonophage. And here's like Bungie tweeting out, "Oh my god, next week's update is a blast!" And it's just gonna be like, it's just funny. But it's like, whoa, guys! Snipers with explosions. It's xenophage. Not even the weapon type is right. People get so fucking mad. I'm sure the 4,000 teaming fans are excited. It's funny that they tweet out almost literally nothing. It's like, bro, they're making the same mistakes as they did with Destiny, putting out the most bare minimum. People have been waiting, by the way. I've seen a lot of people who are fans of Marathon. They're like, hey, yo, bro, there's nothing to do. They want, and Bungie does like, let's just do this. Let's just give them, not even show people what it is. It's just classified, which makes no sense. Like, why wouldn't you just build some hype, man? Build some hype, go into it. But 17 seconds, season 3, wow. So Paul Tassi says, yeah, negative, blah, blah, blah. This is really good. Succinct summary of Marathon's biggest conceptual issues. And you have a Marabot actually confirm agree with Paul Tassi. I'm the first to rightfully criticize Paul's takes, but this summary is 100% right. A lot of the systems Marathon has is in conflict with itself. Paul's correct here. I'm sorry. So we have Marathon failed because of its core game design. Let's look at this. This is part of the r/Marathon, the actual official Reddit of Marathon. We did r/Marathon hate. Now we're in the official, right? In short, Marathon failed because of its core game design. In short, Marathon plays like a pseudo BR with all the punishments that come with an extraction shooter and none of its alleviances, which is true. This is actually very true. It feels like they were trying to make it a mishmash of a bunch of different, it felt like a hero shooter, like Apex, and it was like, you could tell that Bungie didn't know what to do with Marathon. That I feel like Christopher Barrett did have a goal, a line, and then somewhere down the line, with all the chaos and the pushing back and the delays and the layoffs, it just caused pure chaos for this game. Pseudo BR because the game encourages high octane PvP and makes it difficult for more than one team to extract through, which is true. If you've ever played a true extraction shooter, it's not about slaying out. It's like those are supposed to be the dime of dozens where you're like, dang, I did really good. This isn't an arena shooter. This isn't Call of Duty. This isn't Apex Legends where you go from point to point. Like, it's supposed to be, like, getting into a fight is supposed to be substantial. Like, especially compared to playing the rest of the map. And I'm using a lot of experiences from, like, Tarkov. You know, Tarkov, you could play in the map and run into one real human being or multiple human beings, but you're not going to fight the entire goddamn map. And that's the problem. Small maps with fast movement. I don't know who thought, hey, let's make an extraction shooter where the maps are like the size of an arena shooter. Okay, that's a little excessive. They're not that small, but they're pretty damn small. The only loot worth taking is concentrated in a 1 to 2 point of interest on each map, if that. And generally, it's just way more profitable to get loot off dead players, which is this is a true, like I said the same thing if you ever want to see what I really think about Marathon, I'm actually was pretty generous. I just said it's an average game, not for me, very niche. And one of its downfalls was that loot was boring. There was too much garbage, trash, and Tarkov has that too. But Tarkov, you could find some really cool, like you could find some hefty loot that you know is good. You're like, damn, I got a full-fledged gun off of, you know, opening up a crate or attachments or whatever it be. And they have different variety of like armor and bullet types that can, you know, change how things play out. Marathon is just bullets or bullets. Armor is just like shields. That's it. And then like you can't even like once you have like a purple or not purple, like blue, because starting off you might get a blue. That's it. You know, you can't get multiple blues. Like, oh, okay, yeah. Whereas there's different armor sets that do different things. Tarkov headsets that do, some are better than the others. Like, there's just a lot of variety is the problem. And Marathon doesn't have variety. It's very lackluster. The loot is boring, and looting off even fighting PvE, it's boring. It's ass backwards. You should be extracting with stuff that you scavenged and fought the enemies on the map for, and then get into that dogfight, and then you can get some really, really good stuff from that. But it's backwards. You skip everything, go straight for slaying each other out, get their stuff, and be the last man standing like it's a BR. And it's boring, especially if you don't run into other players. Like if you don't run into players, the loot experience just sucks. Various dinner bells that alert everyone on the map to come and third party you. Keys, rooms, extracts, quest activations. That's supposed to be the counterbalance. It's like, hey, you could end up not running into anyone else, but we're gonna do this so everyone on the map knows where you're at. And the problem with that is that it's such a small map that when every action you does alerts everyone, then it becomes, instead of an extraction shooter, it becomes an arena shooter. Various abilities that make it impossible to hide or sneak by, which is funny because invisibility is still really strong. The trio system exacerbates any gear skill disparity. While a bad solo player in Tarkov can get lucky and oh my god, I've said this, head eyes a Chad, there's almost no way a trio is beating out another one with greater gear skill, which encourages stacked teams to move around the map, wiping everyone. I would also say it's impossible for solo, especially with all the nerfs that they did to Rook. Like Rook, you could actually, have a chance, but they nerfed Rook to the fucking ground. It's so weird. I'm trying to think. Like, I have not played Tarkov for years, like some people. But I'm trying to think, did they ever nerf scavs? Like specifically the guns that scavs can give? I don't think so. You can get lab keys, which is end game on a scav. Like, I don't know. Then there's the fact that the game is an extraction shooter without a lot of more forgiving parts of the extraction shooter. No safe pockets, which a lot of people are like, I love when this was a piece of criticism, the Mara bots were like, this is hardcore. And now they're like, yeah, the game is niche. It was intended to be niche. Like there's this disparity of, we want this game to be hard, but now no one's playing our game. Good job. A quest system that isn't anywhere near as forgiving for incremental progression. I don't know. When I did some of the quest stuff, it wasn't that bad. Maybe because I never did end game quest. I can't speak to that, so I'm not gonna LARP like I know. I know like the introductory quests, they were fine. They weren't necessarily, it wasn't anything unique, but I'm trying to compare it to like Tarkov, and Tarkov definitely can has some challenges. So I don't know. I'll let someone else who's actually done in-game quests, maybe they have. I'll let them speak for it, but I'm not gonna LARP like I know, because I don't. Rook runs are way more difficult on average than a typical scav run. That's true. Other extraction shooters without providing nearly as much rewards unless you kill other players. Dude, I remember playing the experimental mode, and you could play as a rook and go fight other players, and literally it spawned you in with like no time. Like when you play scav, you can get like 16 minutes or a little bit more. On Tarkov, I had 5 fucking minutes to try to identify where a team is. There was one singular team, by the way, for this experimental mode. One fucking team, and it's like, how do you give that little amount of time for a rook run? It's like, it was stupid. It's just awful. When you peel back the layers of this game, you realize it's a game with great gunplay and a cool art style, but this is structured around the top 10% or so of the player base, dominating the other 90% repeatedly, and only the 10% gets to make any meaningful progression. With that in mind, it's no wonder the game can't retain players. Listen, I have to agree. You can sit there and be like, this game's hardcore. That's great. But if you make this like, I don't know, if you're trying to compete specifically with Tarkov, even Tarkov has its moments that alleviate things, even though I still think Tarkov is the hardcore extraction shooter. From what I can tell, the remaining player base is there specifically to PvP and play it as a BR, and actively opposes anything that would water down the version of meta, because that's what they like. If there was supposed to be an extraction shooter at the core of design, it's been upended by the people who are intent on non-stop high-octane PvP and seek it out immediately until the map is clear. What's more, Sweats always like being fed lower skill, lower geared players, and would really hate being stuck with only people of similar skill gear on more level. Well, here's the thing. 70% of these people are Mirror or Destiny players, PvP. And that was the number one thing that they will bitch about, is skill-based matchmaking. So it makes sense that 70% of Destiny PvP players who actually play this game are the same people that bitch and moan about skill-based matchmaking. They don't want challenge. They don't want to sweat. Granted, you could say that's what rank is for, but I'm going to give you a reality check. Rank doesn't make any fucking sense in an extraction shooter, because the core concept of an extraction shooter is that it's already hard. The mode itself is already the defining feature of hard. That's why you don't see any other fucking extraction shooter do a ranking system. So no, there should be. By the way, there's also no skill-based matchmaking in any, to my acknowledgement, maybe for ARC raiders, but Tarkov is just completely random. Like, I've gone 0 to hero and killed a Chad by the grace of the motherland. I don't know. Anyways, I think this is really a well assessment, like being fair, being, it's got a lot of votes. It feels like a lot of people feel this way, but there's a couple diehards that probably don't like it. Oh, r/marathon, you are a gift that keeps on giving. Sadly, most members of the sub are suffering from purgatory delusion. Okay, all the game's glaring issues are self-induced, and Bungie has done very little to rectify it. It's crazy. It's like I've heard this before, but instead of Marathon, it was Destiny, because that's the same thing with Destiny. It's most of it's self-induced issues. Global loot is hot garbage, making two of the game's maps irrelevant. And let's be honest, Outpost is potentially in more dire straits than Dire Marsh this season. Onboarding is still non-existent. The PvE mode, it's crazy. This was a brand new game, and it still has the same problem as Destiny when it comes to onboarding. Though the excuse for Destiny 2 is that Bungie removed the new player experience, here they had the opportunity to set this up. They chose not to. You thought they would spend, learn from the years of like, we need to make sure we have a new player experience that's setting people up for success and getting them into the game. No, Bungie's looking at you when you bring that up.
What am I supposed to do for you?
What am I supposed to do for you? What are we supposed to do for you? So global is hot trash. Let's see. The PvE mode is a bot simulator with little to no thought put into it. It's just copy paste cryo without any of the aspects that make cryo special, such as great rewards or tension through conflict. What? I was told by the dudes on Twitter that this is the best PvE we ever had. Who thought that Bungie was actually going to put time and effort into making something original when especially since it's an experiment? You know what's funny? This is like private match for Destiny 2, where you can load up like Gambit and you could play solo. That's what this feels like. It feels like it's just a custom private game. That's what the experiment is. People don't use proc chat and trios anymore because AI moderation is now a meme. They destroyed, and there's a couple comments that we'll go over where people are starting to get banned or warned on. It is very aggressive. I'm sorry. Remove all the moderation. People need to get, either learn to mute people, grow a pair of balls, or just mute people. Like, just get over it. I don't care how vile people are. That's what the mute button's for. Move the fuck on. Because when you start you get aggressive with your censoring, it just ruins the experience for everyone. And no one. This is what you get. You start over censoring people, no one uses the feature out of fear that they're going to get banned, which then causes this social interaction, which is what this game is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a social game. You lose the social aspect because you have a couple of bad apples and you have a bunch of pansies that don't know how to, click a mute button. And if the mute button isn't easy to find, then Bungie should have spent more time installing an easy access immediate mute button than sitting there and install an AI that fucking sucks. And that's just not me. Their own community is saying that it sucks. They destroyed all CQC competition to Mizzy for months on end. They made a class that literally solely exists to wall hack. Recon literally is just free ESP. Remember when you could get free aim assist from aimbot, because that was in the game. Luckily they removed it. Love the game, hate most of Bungie's decisions making since launch. Wow, we've heard that before. Hope the people now in charge for season 3 onward have a better idea of. I'm sorry, I had to do it. It's been a minute, but we gotta do it to you. Generational fumble. If that isn't Bungie, if that isn't Bungie in a nutshell, Bungie is the example of a generational fumble. This This reads like someone from Hate Sub coming over for some easy karma. Generational fumble. Really hard to take you seriously when you try so hard to be unserious. The fact that you assume they're coming from Hate Sub sums up this game and its community pretty well. Damn, yes. Isn't that crazy? I did not. This was very thoughtful, and this is obviously stating true concerns, and the immediate response is not any counter, like, I'm gonna, argue against your points. It's just finding one little thing, and this is the problem with the Bungie community as a whole. They will ignore any criticism, and they will focus on one little thing that they feel like, I got you now. I got you. They'll find one insignificant low-hanging fruit, and they will make that as if that dismantles your entire argument. And it's like, you are so stupid. This is why no one takes you seriously. Your own community, someone is being thoughtful and being like, hey, these are real concerns. That, especially the mic problem, that's been an ongoing issue that you see all over Twitter and even in their own Reddit. And this guy's like, well, that just sounds like you're from the hate subreddit. Well, now if you keep acting like a jackass, guess where they're going to go? You know what? I can see why r/marathon hate is becoming more popular, because these people won't even let people in their own community give fair criticism. So they're like, you know what? If I can't give fair criticism here, I'm going to go to a sub that's going to let me do it and not be a bitch about it. Oh, let's look at this and we'll look at the comments. So we have me every time a marathon player blames the Destiny community for killing their game. You cannot say every time, dude, every time. It's always the Destiny community that killed Marathon.
We didn't kill Marathon.
No.
Your numbers didn't even peak higher than High Guard.
Oh!
The game got shut down within a month.
Damn! Get him!
I know one's free to play and one's paid, but the point is, it was already looking kind of bad.
I know the volume's low. There's nothing I can do about it.
Before you killed my favorite fucking game. You see where I'm coming from?
There, based.
We didn't kill.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. It's true. Marathon killed Destiny. And I do believe, to a certain extent, yes. When you take resources, and even experienced developers are resources, to funnel it to a new project, you are hurting. You are adding. It may have not been the start of the downfall of Destiny. It was the final gun, the bullet in the chamber. Bam! I do not believe, and I will not blame Marathon for, if you said that Marathon was the reason that Destiny started to die, you're wrong. It was already going downhill before Marathon came along. Marathon just was the new kid on the block that saw this kid, this cripple kid walking, crawling, and Marathon start kicking them in the balls. That was what Marathon did. Astacross out here with another dumb take. We know factually D2 is an expensive and hard game to make and develop. Marathon was meant to be a side product, easier to make content for and thus money. The issue with D2 have nothing to do with Marathon, sunsetting, slow comms. Okay, but like that what are you talking about? He literally said that Destiny was not the reason that Marathon. I'm so confused. It feels like he's having a schizo conversation here, because that's not what Astacross was even talking about. Like, what are we doing here? Anyways, we have this person, and this person is a special little duck. We have another one. It's my blue. Let's read this first. Oh, I'm not going to listen to that. Bungie killed Destiny by prioritizing Marathon and other bullshit projects that didn't, which is true. True. That again, that was in addition. We had Matter. I almost said Matter Spark, but Matter, Gummy Bears. There was and then Project. There was the, well, I forgot what the project was named, but it was the side Destiny project that really didn't lead anywhere, that Luke Smith was working on. Bungie killed Destiny to prioritize on these projects, didn't even see the light of day. All you Marathon defenders are so blind. Y'all really watch them shift the whole studio and still act like Destiny just naturally died. Let's see, the funniest part is that D2 killed D2. All you guys have done for 12 years, complained about every little thing. No. And again, this is a perfect example. These are the same people that attack their own community. Is that criticism is not complaining. Criticism is wanting something to improve and change, especially when it's something you enjoy and like. No one was trying to kill Destiny except for Bungie, who didn't, obviously. In fact, their own employees said that leadership would ignore their pleas because the developers wanted to do cool shit and the leaders were like, no. So the idea that Destiny killed itself, no, it was Bungie. Bungie killed it. But it wasn't the Destiny players that killed Marathon or is killing Marathon. It's not the grifters online. It's Bungie. And it's your shitty community that's doing it. Because your shitty toxic community, which is a clown fest, which is why everyone makes fun of you. No one respects you. You go tell someone you play Marathon, they're going to laugh at you because you are the ass end of every joke, because nothing about you is serious. Nothing about you is something to be proud of. This community is a fucking joke. Because, and you don't have the grifters, the chuds and the chadsters and whatever, they have nothing to do about Marathon dying. They could have left it alone and you guys would kill yourselves in the comment section. You would cannibalize yourselves, driving and pushing everyone away. And we're going to see a little piece of that very soon. That's right. We have a comment that's a little spicy, I want you all to know this was so hilarious. Just so we're clear, remember, this is a person that was denied multiple times by Bungie to join Bungie's Marathon content creator. Even Bungie does not want these people. Bungie wants fucking nothing to do with these weirdos, these Marabots. Even Bungie says, no, we don't fucking want you. We don't claim you. You're not going to be part of our program. When even Bungie says, fuck no, you know you are just a parasite. So this is the funniest thing. I took a picture just in case they decided to change it. They didn't, but look at the picture anyways. Marathon biggest hurdle isn't even whether it's a good game or not. It's a lot of its critics seem to have turned disliking game into a moral position. And then the comment is, I forgot to mention that its second biggest hurdle is people who can't ready beyond a 3rd grade reading level. Go do your book report. The adults are talking. And there's just a special kind of special for someone to try to dog on someone and you can't even write. By the way, I mistype all the time, but it's just the irony of I'm going to make fun of you and then you look like a fucking clown in the process of doing it. What a jackass. So funny. Then we got Craig. Talking about jackasses. We got Craig. We got our failed former analyst. Way too many gamers are delusional and think feedback is telling devs how to make a game. Well, as a consumer, which by the way, gamers are consumers. We buy games to consume for fun. We want fun. If you sell people dog shit and they tell you, hey, stop making that dog shit, that is feedback. As someone who's purchasing and paying your bills or help paying your bills, and you as a business want to maintain your privilege of continuing to exist. By the way, being a game company, being able to sell product is a privilege. It's not a right. Bungie doesn't have a right to exist. It's a privilege for them to be able to have the lights on, to have the job, to even be able to go and, put the fries in the bag at McDonald's. It's a privilege, not a right. Newsflash, we are just fans. We don't dictate how art and entertainment get made. No, you do. You quite literally do. As a consumer, you have a right. You vote with your wallet and your voice. And guess what? If a business wants to continue, again, people like this are so fucking retarded because they think that business, like, as someone who used to be an analyst, you think they would know from the business side of things that business isn't run on hugs and kisses. Or in this case, grabbing the taint off Bungie's balls and slapping ass. Like, that's not how this works. You've got to pay the bills somehow. And guess what? You don't listen to your consumers. You don't listen and make a product that people want to consume and enjoy and find pleasure in, because that's the whole point of whether it's food or entertainment. It's meant to be a satisfactory outcome for your pleasure sensors. If it doesn't do that, you voice it. You voice it with your money and your actual voice. And if enough people do that, you get what's happening to Marathon right now. It doesn't make sales. The company's hurting. And Sony is getting pissed. We'll start seeing Sony change its tune if it continues to not make money. We will. Greed can only be patient for so long. There's a huge difference between feedback on weapons and abilities and how they should make a new map. It's crazy because I distinctly remember back in the Halo Call of Duty days, that's exactly what people would do. We would bitch about map design all the time, especially Call of Duty. Activision would make shitty maps and we're like, please don't do that. It's awful. It's just crazy, this delusion of you have to just consume and no think. You have to shut up and just let them do their job, and you have to purchase and consume it. You have no say, which is not true. That's not true. The whole point of business is to make a product that will sell, and you find what it is that people want and need and desire, and that's how you get it. Another Maribot, we got Generico. People act like Astacross who hate on Marathon. All they're doing is making people like me who love Destiny, and I've been playing since 2014, wish that Destiny 3 never happened, because that way they'll be bitter for the rest of their lives, and that's exactly what they deserve. Fake fan. That's the thinking of a 7-year-old, but okay. The ones who've been acting like kids since Marathon was announced, no, dude, you're a fake fan. Listen, I've called out the Bungie community, the Destiny community, the Marathon community for some of their unhinged shit, and I even called out content creators. And I've even shit on Bungie. But I have never once said that I think Destiny is a shit IP, or I start wishing that Destiny would, cease to exist. I thought that about Bungie. I hope that content creators and certain parts of the community would disappear, which they are now. But I've always said, I love Destiny. I hate the direction it's going, or I hate a piece of content that, Bungie made that was just ass. But Destiny itself, I've always praised for what it provides. It doesn't matter what other people do or say. If you change your tune specifically because of what someone else is saying about another game you like, you're a fake fan. You are a grifter. You are grifting. Cool Cabarara. Maybe AI auto moderation isn't a good thing. I've never said anything along the lines of what I'm supposed to have said that broke the code of conduct, yet I'm getting warning on my account. What a joke. So what did they do? The reason for this action is hate speech or other hateful content, including racism, sexism, xenophobia, or hate directed at religious beliefs, cultural identity, gender identity, or sexual orientation. I guarantee calling someone a pussy will get you banned, which is stupid. Even the cock. Do not say fuck off in proc chat. They aren't taking any chances. No way. No way. What? Same thing. You can't say fuck off. Marathon is rated T for teen, and that is typical use of language. Yeah, if you've ever talked to teenagers, that's definitely it. Then we even have the alligators, your local Marathon OnlyFans girl. Even she's wanting to get out of the system, which I think I saw clips of her playing Destiny again. So she jumped ship from Marathon, I guess. When people ask why I don't play Marathon as much anymore, this is why. Constant dying to my shots, not registering, rubber banding into tripwires or down ladders. I love Marathon, but if the server issues weren't so bad, I think I would play every day. It is the worst I've ever seen in any game. Remember that this game had dedicated servers. Remember the selling point? People are like, this game is going to have none of the problems that Destiny had. Which is funny. I don't even think Destiny has nearly, like, the rubber banding was like, well, if you're melee fighting and stuff. But the bullets, I don't know if the bullets ever, never hit. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if someone said, yeah, that happened. Okay, it's Destiny. I believe it, right? I believe it instantly. But the fact that this is a brand new game and it's having the same issues or similar issues to Destiny, like a 12-year-old game, is the peak of literal comedy. By the way, just continuing the chain of shit that doesn't change. What this little nugget happened a couple days ago. We're investigating an increase in weasel, anteater, monkey error codes that are causing server disconnects and kicking players back to lobby. We'll share an update as soon as we identify the cause and fix the place. Thank you for your reports. It's so funny. How the fuck does this shit keep happening 12 years into live service, dog? It's so funny. The weasel, bro. I remember I did a brutally honest review making jokes about the weasel, making it to like a movie poster, like the attack of the weasel. It's happening in this game. This Bungie is such a dog shit company, dude. The problem. Here we go. We're getting into even Marathon HQ is posting some of the problems. Bungie fixed player counts. Hey guys, I'm new. Wow, this game is cool. Take his shits. I'm assuming this is catered to the sweaty people that want to just slay out on everyone, including the newbies. Which I'm gonna be honest. This to be fair, this happens in other extraction shooters, but it's more prevalent in Marathon for sure. I love this. This makes me smile. 500,000 followers and they get angry because I point out they're wrong. Okay. So usually Cry is a Marabot, but we also have Sneaky Beaver, which is also one of Bungie's #1 ball fondlers. He literally licks the taint of Bungie. Also been caught cheating in Destiny 2, farming quests and shit like that. This put a little smile on my face. A good chunk of this is realistic considering what little we know about Season 3. Remove Arena and a new map, and we're pretty much where we know we'll be at. We already know Perimeter is being expanded, a PV mode is coming, and a new runner shell too. A good chunk versus all this is significant difference. Even though people expected, there has been no confirmation on a runner either. What are you on about? Season 3 introduced a new runner shell. It avoids mentioning the runner as part of the launch sentence and is likely a mid-season update. Read your own screenshot. I don't know. What? They would have said that then. Are you just saying that Bungie's just gaslighting you? Read your own screenshot? I don't know. Point still stands that a chunk is not the same as what was listed. Either way, even content creators are going to war with Marabots and each other. Like it is becoming civil war, and I'm here for it. Please give me more. You're all giving yourself brain damage trying to reason with morons on this website. Truth nuke. I've had this exact same conversation with another subtly less prominent moron about Season 3, the exact same one. I'm not crazy, right? Oh my God, bro. Okay, we're moving on. Social media, bro. By the way, this is not attached to Marathon specifically, but it is a conversational piece I want to have here. Social media bro logic. Crimson Desert has clearly been a massive failure. Absolutely finished. I want to say that this is intellectually dishonest because, again, this is the people think that they're being funny or they're trying to make a point. Look at this. I'm pointing on the Steam chart and it number go down. It means it's dead. It's a failure. When a lot of people don't realize that that's not what people are actually doing. You know, for instance, we actually have stats on how many sales and how much money that this game's actually made. Also, it's a single player game. And that is something that people use to look, and they have all the data. If you look at games like Marathon, live service, we're not getting sales. Bungie's never going to admit how many people actually bought the game. And you can clearly see a trend line on something that's live service versus something that's a single player mission that will eventually, single player campaign, should I say, that will eventually die off as it goes on. But there's always people trying to muddy the conversation with dishonesty, and this is what you get. And you see a lot of this with Marabots. But I saw this and I was like, this is someone who's just angry that Steam charts exist. Also, the cat is back. I don't know what the deal with this cat is, Glority, because they had like this weird LARPer stage. And yes, I'm using LARPer correctly because they were LARPing like they were anti-marathon. And now they're going back to being pro-marathon. There's currently someone handing out Reddit gold to everyone who negatively reviews marathon. Even though if you look at the time, like almost 50 hours, 60 hours, this one's 6 hours. Okay, whatever. This person has 400 hours, 70 hours, almost 150 hours. Like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm looking at. That this is confirmed that someone's paying for these negativity. Like, if this isn't someone like this one, maybe. If that's your point you're trying to make. But all these seem like regular players that are not, either they're satisfied or they're not satisfied. I don't know, man. You don't spend 50 hours into a game and be like, so I'm going to see if someone will pay me to leave a review and hate it. Another one, considering Marathon Season 3 was originally going to be this month, surely we get details soon. No, Marathon Season 3 was originally going to be September, I'm pretty sure. Oh, my bad, dude. Marathon's #1 defender. These people are so stupid. Oh, Craig, ignore the haters that don't stoop to their level. Absolutely fucking not. I have infinite energy to make jokes and shame these losers. You're not shaming anyone, bro. This is him. This is Craig. Craig thinks he's actually making fun of people. No, Craig, everyone's making fun of you. You are the ass end of every joke. You're not funny. No one thinks you're funny. No one thinks you're clever. You have infinite. The only energy you have is the Super Saiyan loser who hate on something I enjoy. You spend all your time upset about people talking about what you enjoy instead of using that infinite energy to play the game. Make it make sense. And we're back. We had this Marabot say something, realistic, and now we're back. Marathon deserved better. When I say Marathon deserved better, I mean that very literally. The hate for this game is so forced. Yes. The disdain for Bungie and for the fact that Destiny shut down, or the fact that this wasn't what people wanted. No one asked for this fucking game, or that it was an attraction shooter, which no one asked for, or there's people that didn't like the art, or they do like the art, but they hate that it's an attraction shooter again. There are so many reasons why people do not like Marathon. It is not forced. Just because you think it's forced doesn't make that reality. Malicious posters, timing charts, and stream viewers when the game is undergoing maintenance is lame and corny. I will actually agree with this. Like, guys, stop this. There's a lot. That is also intellectually dishonest. Like, for real. Like, if you are so out of the Bungie loop that you don't even know that Bungie does maintenances on Tuesdays. Like, come on. Like, you got to stop being intellectually dishonest. Like, I agree with this. This is probably the most fair criticism I've seen so far. The game deserves more and better than what it has received in the discourse space. Well, blame Bungie for that. Game is good. It's not flawless. But it's so good. Good. Enjoy it. Get off the fucking internet and play your game. Here's my serious question. No hate. If the game is so good that 1.5 million people bought the game, where are they? People keep saying they're on console, but the official documentation proves 70% of the player base. Yeah, people will be like, they're on PlayStation. No, they're not. As of Season 2 was on PC, I don't believe for a second people hated on the game, pushed them away. Yeah, that's a big point. Dudes, grifters, and chuds on Twitter wasn't the reason that people left or never touched Marathon. In fact, if you see someone make that argument, you should immediately disregard everything they say. They do not listen to them. They are the people that think you are stupid. They think you are intellectually stupid because they assume that you are incapable of critically thinking. In fact, you're also blind. You can't actually look at the game and come to your own conclusion whether you like it or don't like it. There have been multiple free weekends. You can go on Twitch and watch people play it now. The fact that people assume that you are just a mindless drone like they are, who can't, they parrot the same shit, they can't think for themselves. This is why people don't like these people and why they make fun of these people and why they want Marathon to fail. It's because you keep insulting their intelligence. You may be stupid, but they're not. Disagree and launch. 1.3 copies were purchased. This would be roughly a million on PC. I don't expect to see that number. The servers wouldn't be able to handle that. 200, maybe 300,000 people seem reasonable. The server slam, which I did play for around 12 hours and almost 200K on PC. Yeah, on launch, only 88K. Then the player count started nosediving. That seems odd to me. I don't like the colors, but the gunplay was solid, yet the numbers don't lie. The game also sold mostly in the US and Canada, so time zones don't really come into play. And that's the thing. China and other parts of the world said, we don't want this trash. If you're trying to make the point the game is struggling due to low numbers, we know. This is still not indicative of the quality of the game, especially, no, it is. If people don't like the game for the game, that is a quality issue. I see dog shit on the ground. Oh, just because I don't go up and start licking it doesn't mean it's a quality issue. I just didn't want to, that is a quality issue. The quality is it's dog shit. I don't want to lick it. This times 1,000. The game itself is a fantastic FPS game at the core. It has its flaws, don't get me wrong, and it's not for everyone for sure. The actual dislike or hate towards the game has been defined separately from the actual important factors of what we critique games with. Not completely true. Those who tried and didn't like it often just say it wasn't for me. I understand a game requires its metric to perform, especially against its competitors, but when a large influence of this has been the negativity surrounding for those aforementioned non-video game reasons, crippling its chance of greater reach and success has been no. You were fine here, and then you decided to be intellectually dishonest. Again, people like this are assuming that because people are talking about it negatively, that you are nothing more than a mindless drone that couldn't watch and come up to your own conclusion. I would dream of I told you so moments to any, here's my told you so. The game's going to shut down and you're going to lose your absolute shit. And I'm going to make a movie might as well be a movie, make a video farming you and laughing and having a good time. And then I'll say, I told you so. Yo, please. So this is more hit registration. And this one was really bad. Like some of the bullets were like, what is going on? Yeah, like that is something that definitely needs fixed. Oh, Scarrow. Smug spear me, guys. You cut Scarrow called you shit, eh? You bet your fucking asses. You actually fools with fools. You're nuts. You chuglets. It's like watching a 7-year-old get excited because they got to play with poop in their hands. I just want real content. How many seasons will be experimenting before permanent stuff is added to the game? It's like they don't know what players want and have no vision. Yes, it's literally like watching a 7-year-old play with their own poop. That's what this is. And we'll end with this one. Marathon is the only extraction shooter without a safe pocket. Even Tarkov, known as the most brutal of extraction shooters, has one. It felt like Marathon's goal was to raise the stakes intensity of each run with its design. But the more I think about its overall impact and the casual player base the group Bungie really needs to attract, the more I realize this is needed in Marathon 2. The opportunity cost of that intensity isn't more than what Marathon loses with the players that lean casual. My solution wouldn't be to add a safe pocket at all, actually. Rather, it would be utilize the decon, something that's already in the game. A mostly meaningless point of interest on the map relative to what matters to other players outside of their own quest, which have no bearing on you. Now become another high-stakes environment. Place your desired loot in the decon, survive 60 seconds, and your loot returns to the vault. Then continues I feel like this is a horrible idea. This feels like you're just going to have people. What's going to happen is two things. One, everyone's going to rat and hide and try to do this without actually getting into encounters. Or their brother's just going to camp those. And it's just going to turn into an extension of the battle royale arena shooter. Like, what? I no longer need to explore the map. I'm just going to camp at one of these areas where I know little Joey, little Andy's going to be, and then I can go kill them. And then I can go to the next one, the next one. And then when the map goes down, like, I have more points of interest to look at extraction zones to be alerted, and I can go farm the whole lobby. That just sounds like an awful idea. Whereas a pocket, people think that having a pocket space, safe pocket, is game breaking. You get like 6 slots, and you could put maybe one folded small gun, but you can't put like an entire gun in your pocket. So people don't realize, like, it's like if you get like rare collectibles, or you get like in Tarkov, you get like a lab key or something, you could put that in your safe pocket. Sure, that's fine, but like, it's so weird. This let's make things more convoluted. Just add a safe pocket. By the way, I don't think safe pocket is going to, dramatically change. It might add to the change of, the overall problem of Marathon, but I don't think that the safe pocket is the reason why casual players were like, nah, bro, I can't put stuff in my ass. I don't want to play this game. I don't believe that was the case. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. It's interesting to see more of the Marathon Reddit essentially start criticizing and calling out the game, and then people are now at war with each other over it. So yeah, we'll keep up with the news and see how it goes. Season 3 will be on its way, and I am so interested to see if can Bungie do something significant. It feels like we are in the stage that Destiny was before they pulled the plug, where they say they're silent, they don't say anything, and you're poking them with a stick, hey, do something. That's where the Marathon community is at right now, and they're just destroying each other. We'll see how it goes. As always, I'll see you guys next one. Oh, that's the wrong freaking one, you jackass. There it is. Professional. One of these days, I'll do this correctly. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, one day I'll do an outro that's, professional. But yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.